All right, so now you've gotten a little bit of practice on how to create objects using just simple shapes or drawings and how to convert them into symbols that can then be animated later. So I want you to open up the file if you haven't already. It's called McBoney, so you'll find that. And once you go over here get rid of these, into the library, you will see that there is a folder full of objects, right? There's one right here with all of them together. You might not have that one. So let's take a look at what we can do with these. We're going to assemble a character here. First, because it's black and white, I'm going to change my stage color. So I went back to properties. I'm going to go to stage, and I'm going to make it something like a blue, maybe a dark blue. Okay, so now I'm back. I'm going to go back up here to the library, and I'm going to start using these symbols that have already been created, and I'm going to start dragging them out. So I need two hands. I'm going to assemble a character here. And so you'll see that some of these, well, that's great, but they're the same hand. So I don't really want that. So what you can do is select one of those. You can go to Edit, and let me see, Modify, Transform, and then flip horizontal. So now I have opposing hands. Lower arm, that'll be useful. Shin, that'll be useful. I'm going to need two of those. All I have to do is rotate a little bit. So I got a shin, being thigh. I need a couple of those. So I'm going to build this character up. This one here, I can also flip that one over so it's like that. Upper arm will come up with a place for that later. This is my lower arm. So I need two upper arms, but that one's kind of backwards too. Transform, flip horizontal. I'm going to put this one on this side of the body. I'm going to put this one over here on this side of the body. I've got a foot. That'll go here. But I need 2 feet. So I'm going to drag one here, modify, transform, flip horizontal. And now I've got 2 feet. Zoom in a little bit. Control Enter, or sorry, Control Plus to zoom in. Pelvis, right here. Rib cage, right here. Skull, right up here. And a spine, I'll throw in right here. I need another one of these guys, so I'm going to go to modify. Actually, I'm going to get another lower arm, drag it out here, modify, transform, flip horizontal. So you see I've got this character, he's all kind of like spread out. Okay, so when you create a character, what would be best is if you create like a exploded version of them. So you're going to have to spread them out a little bit as you prepare to rig a character. Now, all these parts should have been created using symbols. And so I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Now, some of these are nudge over with my keyboard. Now, some of these objects are on top of each other, and I'd rather it be in the back instead of in the front. So you can right click on it. You can go to Arrange, and I can send it to back. And I can organize this to make sure everything is going to kind of overlap in the right way. So you see how one of those lower arms is on top of the upper arm, one of them is below. And so just decide how would you like it to look. Maybe I want this one to be up in front. So I'll send this one forward, and my hand is kind of in the back. This hand is in the back as well. So I might grab both of those, right click, and send bring to front. So now they're in the front. Okay, so I got this character here made of bones, but I want him to be kind of bound together. So the way I'm going to do that is using a bone tool. Now mine are right here, but if you don't see yours, you would have to go to Edit Toolbar and find the bone tools. They would usually be right here, and drag those onto your toolbar. Close this down. I'm going to grab this tool, this bone tool, and what I'm going to do is select right in the middle of my character where most of the joints are going to be connected to. So the chest is a good place. So I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to drag up to my next symbol. So in this case, it's going to be the head, and I'm going to drop it right there. Now I can drag from right here, click, and drag out to my next one, and from there to my next symbol, and from there to my next symbol. I can continue doing this for the rest of my character. Go down to the pelvis. Now from here, it's going to split again. So I would go here, and I would go here. And then from those legs, continue on down towards the bottom. You can make these as exact as you need to. What I like to have is the little joints actually where the character is intended to bend, and that'll be important here in a minute. So I've got this character here, kind of rigged up. He's got bones within his bones, if that makes sense. And if I choose this right here, free transform tool, and I select these bones individually, I can zoom in, and this right here is the pivot point. So if this is not in the right place, then you can grab this and you can move it, and your bones will adjust accordingly. So if I choose this one here, and I'd rather this be right here, that's fine. You can come back to it and you can see it's readjusted. The hand, say I want it more right here. Now that's where the new joint is. The head is about right. And I'm going to space bar and click away. Let's look at this one right here. I'd rather that be up here. And let's look at this hand. And so you can adjust these joints how you'd like them to be. So we'll put these some areas where I think it'd be better fit for rotation. Your character might be different. Customize it how you need to. So I've got this pretty much rigged up pretty well. Now, let's say I wanted to, so notice now I've started on layer 1, but since I've started applying bones, it's created this armature layer down here. And we'll get to that in a minute. But now we have an armature, which is basically something that you can move your character around with. Now I have these joints that I can restrict and restrain. So if I choose a joint like this and go to properties, you can see, let's go to this one right here. It's got its wheel around the joint right here. And so I have joint rotation is enabled, which is good, but I want it to be constrained. So I'm going to check that, because rather than the joint just kind of flying all over the place, so if I hold shift on this joint right here and rotate it, it can swing all the way around. Okay. If I don't hold shift, then everything gets kind of wonky. So I don't want that. So holding shift is important. But I want this right here, this joint, to be restricted. So I'm going to click on Constrain Joint. And if I adjust this, you'll see this little wheel kind of moves back and forth. and it's showing you the range of motion for that joint. So now if I go to it, hold shift, it's restricted to there and there. Okay, so you can go through and restrict your joints as you rig your character up and get them ready to go. Then we'll get into how to create some poses and animations from this character or your own character, using your own customized joints, your customized character, and you can make them do your own customized things. So enjoy your structure, your rigging, and your character creating, and good luck.